Hey everyone, welcome to the second installment of my Hearthstone quiz series. This is game 2 of my Priest run, and it's the mulligan phase, and I have to figure out what to do. Now, I consider this one a pretty easy decision, but not everyone will intuitively know exactly what to do. So, pause your video, figure out which of these cards you would keep, and which you would trade in. Now that I've taken my sip of water, let's talk about it. So first of all, we're a priest. What's number one thing when you're a priest is very important to remember is you need to have a 2-drop. Like, no matter what. It's like, if you go turn 1, turn 2, pass, it's a big disaster because your heal does nothing. You know, you're not like a rogue that can get a weapon that you can use later, or a mage that can maybe shoot the fire blast and kill something. You don't have that possibility. So, with a priest, with a warrior, and with a warlock, those 3 classes are the ones that you really need to get something on the board, and a hunter also, because a hunter just can take 2 damage to the hero, which is not super valuable. So, there's a premium on 2-drops. There is for every class in the game, but priest a little more so than most. So, as you notice, if you look at my deck list on the right, I actually have 10 2-drops. If you count them out, including this Museum Curator, which I have 3 of. Overall, I have 10. Now, you could say that playing a 1-2 is not very good on turn 2. And you'd be right. I don't want to play a 1-2 particularly. It's probably going to die to most things that come out there. However, it's still, in my opinion, it's better than nothing. You get a card from it. And so I'm not so cocky that I'm going to give away my 1-2 drop, hoping to get a better 2-drop. I'm like, you know, worst case, I'll play it. It's not the end of the world. So I keep that card. The 3-drops are interesting because, you know, the idea of the game, you don't have a 2-drop, 3-drop, and a 4-drop, and just play them back to back to back. So a newer player might be like, okay, well, I got to keep one of these 3-drops too. But in my opinion, that's a clear mistake. First of all, Shadow Word Death does not become valuable until later in the game, so if you want to keep that, you're a crazy person. Velen's Chosen, you may think, hey, I can maybe use it on something like this Museum Curator, but that's a clear error in judgment, let's just say, because most of the time the Museum Curator is not even going to make it around to turn 3. It's often going to die on turn 2. So this Velen's Chosen is not the card you want. If you look on the right, you see I have a Spider Tank. You see, I have Earthen Ring, Farseer. You know, I have 3-drops. Or a 2-drop. Like a random 2-drop, honestly, would be better. A Ship's Cannon. A huge Toad. This Velen's Chosen is not going to be that valuable on turn 3 most of the time. So, the way I played it was simple. I just kept the Museum Curator, ditched both my 3-drops, and that's that. This may be really obvious to a lot of you, but I know to newer people, it's not so obvious. These things, that's why people are averaging 2 to 5. I mean, if you're averaging 5 wins, you're a very above average player. But if you're averaging like 2 to like 3.5 or 4, you might make mistakes like this, and they're going to really kill you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.